Louie Turnbull is a 46-year-old man with 2 dogs. He's homeless and all he has left are Marshall, a 3-year-old pit bull, and Millions, a 9-month-old pit bull puppy. A lot of people assume that pit bulls are violent dogs. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the Staffordshire Terriers, their official breed, used to be called nanny dogs because they have such a good temperament that children can be left with them and they provide excellent companionship for them. A woman tripped over Marshall and Millions' leads and fell over. She pleaded with people not to call the police as there was no attack that happened, and it was all because she tripped. Then someone did call the police. But the same woman begged the police to not pursue them. Met Police were called to the incident on Tower Hill in London, where someone reported that there were dangerous dogs in the area and alleged that a dog attack had occurred. Upon the arrival of the police, no dogs were found to be aggressive. Instead, they found Louie with his dogs. The police already had an aggressive approach towards Louie, telling him that they want to check the dogs for injuries, which usually is just good for taking the dogs and killing them, so Louie refused. A police officer then fired a shotgun within inches of Louie's body, and then he was tasered next to a canal. If Louie lost control of his body and fallen into the water, he would have died. Another officer with a shield to protect himself if in case the allegations that the dogs were indeed violent were true, was at the back of the armed officers. The officer was supposed to be a dog handler, captured both dogs. They shot and killed Marshall, the 3-year-old pit bull, first, and were waiting for an aggressive response from his 9-month-old brother. When they couldn't get an aggressive response, they released Millions, who was trying to get away but was still connected with a leash to his brother. The officer shot this puppy 3 times, tasered him, and shot him again a 4th time. His fellow officers called his attention with a pad, seemingly to signal him that they were being filmed by some of the people around the area. Upon inspection of several CCTV footage, there was absolutely no evidence that the dog and the puppy were aggressive at all during this whole incident. Evidence even showed that they were wagging their tails when one of the officers had their leash. The woman who tripped over the leash and begged people not to report the dogs to the police has been reported to be crying nonstop since the murder of Marshall and Millions. This is not fiction. This actually happened just a few days ago. These murderers should not go unpunished. I've included a link to the post. I hope you could join us in getting justice for these puppies.